The first review problem I want to look at is a problem that involves a square root. And so we should remember that when we have a square root, we're going to undo that by squaring, but we want to get this square root by itself first. So in this problem, I would start off by subtracting the x to the other side. And then I'd multiply both sides by -1, making sure to distribute the negative on that right-hand side. So now that I have this square root by itself, I can go ahead and square both sides. My blue ink's not working. There's my blue ink. So we're going to square both sides, but also remember that squaring both sides isn't fully legal. And so as soon as we square both sides, we have to make our note to ourselves that whatever we do, we need to check our answer or answers in the end. Left-hand side is easy to square because we're squaring a square root. On the right-hand side, we've got to do the whole a squared plus 2ab plus b squared thing, or you could FOIL that out. So now that we have this quadratic, we see an x squared, the first thing we want to ask ourselves is, can I easily get a perfect square on one side, number on the other? And the answer is no. So I'm going to get everything to one side, so the other side is 0. I'm going to subtract the 2x over. So now I'm going to say, can I factor this? That's the next step in our easiness steps, is can I factor this? Is there anything that multiplies to be 16 and adds to be -10? And there actually is. So this is x minus 8, x minus 2 would work, meaning x minus 8 could be 0, or x minus 2 could be 0. So x could be 8, or x could be 2. And so this one, as far as review, could have actually been given back when we covered the radical equations. But I want to point this out because instead of using the quadratic formula, factoring really was easy in this case and got us to our two potential answers pretty simply. Now we do still need to check each of these potential answers. We need to check x equals 8 as well as x equals 2. When we check 8 in the original, we get 8 minus the square root of 16 is supposed to equal 4. So 8 minus 4 equals 4. That's true, so x equals 8 is a good answer. Let's see if x equals 2 is also a good answer. So we're going to get 2 minus the square root of 4 is supposed to equal 4. 2 minus 2 equals 4. That is not true. So x equals 2 is not a correct answer. And x equals 8 is. And so really this is truly a review problem. We could have did this back in our radical equations section, but I just want to go over it to point out that when we got to the quadratic portion over here, if that was not factorable, we could have used the quadratic formula and got an answer.